Hello everybody, and today we're going to be going over some of the options located in the Display tab. We'll be concentrated on Window, Grid, and Show. So we'll start off by looking at the window, and we can see that I can open this up in new windows. So I can have several windows of the same design. So if I go in and change the design in one window, we can see all of them have updated as well. So I can also view this another way, and I can actually split this viewport up. Look at 2 horizontal, I can look at 2 vertical, or I could have 4 viewports. Now I can select on one, change it, and they all update. They've also all updated between the views as before. So you can see they've all gone back. So now also you can switch between windows up at the top to switch between them. Or you can switch like you saw me do by selecting at them on the bottom. So now let's look at the next options, which are under Grid. So I can select here and let's put a grid in. So first off, I can show the sketch grid or not show it. I prefer to see it on the screen though. And now let's look at some of the other options here. I can fade scene under grid or clip scene above grid. So fading the scene under grid basically just fades it, and clip scene above grid allows me to clip the geometry or show it. I prefer to clip the geometry and not fade it under the grid. I think I can just see everything a little bit better. So now let's look at our last options under show. And the first option you see is a ruler. So that'll pop up a ruler in the bottom right hand corner of the screen. So now when I pull on geometry, we can look at the ruler to determine how much I'm moving it. So I've pulled it about 24, pulled it back to 0, and pulled it to a negative value. So that's how you can go about using the ruler. I prefer to turn it off. So now the next one shows or hides the tool guides. Now the next one shows or hides tooltips. Notice that I get a tooltip for the tooltip. But if I turn it off, I will no longer get these tooltips when hovering over different icons. So next we can see our mini toolbar. So our mini toolbar appears when I click on things, and helpful hints come up for what I want to do, which are also located in the pull options usually. So if I turn that off, I'll no longer get those popping up, but I'll only get them if I right click, and then they can still appear. So I usually have that turned on. Next we'll look at our world origin, which will show location 0, 0, 0 for the X, Y, and Z. And I can also show spin center. Spin center is helpful because it shows you where you're spinning around in that red, green, and blue icon popping up. So next we can see offset baseline faces. So by turning that on, it'll show which faces are the baseline, so that I can pull on those baseline faces to make modifications to the design. So next we can see that there's a coaxial face group. So I don't have any coaxial face groups right now, but I can create one by selecting coaxial surfaces and then right clicking to create a coaxial group. Now that I've done that, we can turn on our coaxial face group button, and that'll show up similar to the shell that you see over here with the baselines. I hope this has been helpful in explaining some of the options that are located in the Display tab. Thank you for watching.